Amateur Girl and Fanboy present the Big Bad Glass Movie Review. Ralph Fiennes has played a master villain in more than one internationally renowned film. Name 2.
Hi, welcome back to our channel. I am Amateur Girl reviewing movies this week with
Fanboy.
Yeah, with Fanboy. So this week we are going to be reviewing The Menu with Ann Taylor-Joy and Ralph Fiennes
and Hong Chow.
Mhm.
And I can never remember his name, the Hispanic actor, the comedian,
John Leguizamo.
Oh, yeah,
whatever his name is. He's been in 1,000 movies, right?
he's fantastic.
Yeah, he's very funny.
Yeah, so anyways, I'm back from the gym, so I'm makeup free, except for a little bit of lipstick, but I just had to say that. So yeah, this one was a delight. It was
Delicious.
Yeah. So I was thinking about, I was scrolling through movies last couple days, trying to figure out what to watch. This is a movie, if you're scrolling, definitely watch it. If you don't mind gore and a little bit of horror, but like it was just a great, fun, gory film. And
Well, it wasn't that. I just want to put it in there. It wasn't that gory. I mean, people who like gore might go into seeing it and they say, "Oh, it's not that gory at all. What is she talking about?" So, compared to some films, it's not overly gory. I think maybe it's more in the mind. It's more psychological.
Yeah, that's true.
So more of a psychological gore, I would say. You have to watch it to understand what I'm saying. I would like to do it. Try not to do too many spoiler alerts or too many spoilers because that's part of the greatness of this film is the reveals, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
with that said, thank you for correcting me. That again is why I'm the amateur and he is the fan of the expert. So anyways, I loved it. Thought it was super fun. I love Ann Taylor-Joy. Her eyes are just gigantic. She's just beautiful. She's wonderful in all the things I've watched her in. And then Ralph Fiennes, he was gleefully wicked. Is that what you would say? I don't know.
I would say gleefully wicked. Yes. He kept reminding me of his turn in Schindler's List as the concentration camp commander, which is the first time I'd ever seen him in a movie. Right? Was what made him a star, which is strange to say, but he was horrifying in that one too, right? So I guess it's a perfect casting choice. Since there was a bit of a concentration camp feel to this movie, right?
Yeah, it did make me appreciate food and chefs and that whole world that I don't even think about. And I think that people that probably are in that world, I would be curious to hear what they would have to say about this film. And I thought that was an interesting part of it.
They might find it even scarier because those type of people are the elite, the rich. People who have money. I put it that way. People who have money. This was actually. I want you to finish. I started talking.
But the people working, the servers and the chefs, those people.
Right. And I was a waiter, so I worked in that world for quite a while. And I mean, it was not a super elite restaurant, but it was definitely a restaurant that was a lot of rich people did frequent. So it was kind of fairly high class, right? We wore bow ties and all that stuff. So I had a good sense of all that when I was watching this also, and the chef being kind of a godlike figure in the kitchen, right?
No, I'm done basically. I didn't work in the restaurant world, so I found it maybe more interesting than
You did work in it as a.
I did not.
Oh, you never did. Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, what I found interesting, what I was going to also say is that it's the rich people, the ones who eat these kind of foods. I mean, at the very beginning, and I don't want to do too many spoiler alerts. I was thinking somebody just give me a goddamn cheeseburger, right? If I was sitting at a table, that's what I would be thinking. But I understand. Well, here's how the real star of this movie. I mean, the actors are great. All of the actors are great. I couldn't name Hong Chow, who played the helper, or his right hand person, was fantastic. I just like her, Hong Chow. Fascinating story. She was born, I believe she was born in a refugee camp in Hong Kong, the Vietnamese refugee camp after the Vietnam War. But anyway, I quite liked her because she had such a great role in Downsizing. If you've seen Downsizing, you know what I'm talking about. But the real star of this movie to me is the screenplay. This screenplay is fantastic. It is an incredible piece of writing. The way they use the subtext, the way they bring in the use the menu, dark comedy to the ultimate, right? And even the menu makes you laugh when they put up the little titles, for each section of the film is broken into acts. So each part of the menu is another little piece, another act, or major scene in the movie. And one of the guys who wrote it, they're both they're not even the director, the two writers, they're more like television guys. They've done TV. One's worked on the John Daly Show, and they've worked on political shows as writers. So they're not really screenwriters per se, right? In that as we would think of them. So one of them, I can't remember which one it was. There was two writers. Went to so evidently he must have a little bit of money himself, or they pay very well in these shows. Went to one of these food events, whatever you call them, in Norway on one of his little vacations. Nice vacation. And that's where he got the idea. And so they said they would meet for like a couple hours and have food and drink wine and just write down notes. And they were, because they had their other jobs as writers. And then they did that for like a year or so, put this script together. And then it stayed on like I think it was on they call it the blacklist. I'm not really sure what that means. It's just one of these, I think it might mean that it's a list for screenplays that people really want to make, but they just haven't picked them up yet, right? So it stayed on that for a while, and then it got picked up by, what was it, Fox Classics or whatever the heck the production company was, right? Searchlight, that's what it was, Searchlight. Yeah, it got picked up by them, which does the kind of little classic type movies, which I consider this a bit of a classic, right? So it's very different than a lot of other movies, and it's very tight. And then they reveal all these things, like kind of like Knives Out type story, where everything is revealed through the onion, right? Peeling away the layers of the onion, and then you understand. And it's mostly about the chef, about his character, and how he's related to all the people in the room, right? So I'm not going to say any more than that, but fantastic movie, well worth the watch. You can watch it on HBO. I like to tell where I've seen these things. I watched it on HBO. I didn't go to the theater to see it. I think here in Thailand, I don't think it's even made it to the theater yet. I keep seeing it on the posters, and I keep seeing it advertised. And I think I've even seen the previews for it, but it hasn't shown up at the theaters. They have a funny system here. So I would give it. I'm not going to give it 100%. I'm thinking around 90%. Bad last movie review, I like to call it. So about 90%. It wasn't very emotional, is what I'm trying to say. It was very clinical, right? I mean, I didn't really care one way or other about the characters, and maybe that was on purpose, because because the chef hated them, and as much as I hated them, you did care for the Anna, the Anna, what's her name again?
Anna Taylor-Joy.
Ann Taylor-Joy character, who's an interesting. Who the actress is interesting too, but you do care about her also. Other than that, you don't really care about anybody else, right? They're all. I didn't really care about the people in the kitchen. The hell with them, So it wasn't like I was emotionally tied into these characters that much. So that would be one reason to take away 2%. But the thing is that the script was so well done, so tight, like almost a clockwork type, they even use the time, the timer. A lot of these movies like use timers and stuff, and it was just very entertaining.
Yes.
Yeah. So
with
with that, we end our review.
Ralph Fiennes excels at playing film villains. Here is a list of his most famous villains. 1. Amon Goeth in Schindler's List. 2. Lord Voldemort in the Harry Potter series. 3. Francis Dolarhyde in Red Dragon. 4. Harry Waters in Bruges.